Alright, I'm making this video because I couldn't find any info on this topic specifically, because you see people with gheenoe high siders with push poles, but you never see them using them. But broke my trolling motor, I ain't gonna buy a new trolling motor, got this carbon push pole. I had no choice but to figure it out, and I've gotten a few methods, so I'm just gonna teach you those. So the hardest thing to explain, but when you're pushing, you don't have to keep switching sides like you're paddling a canoe. You can dig down and you can push the opposite way off, and it'll turn you around corners and stuff. Every once in a while if you need to do like a full 360. But then you can use the pole against your leg as some leverage to dig down, and you can stop your turn. And the biggest thing too for noise is pull the, see I'm pulling against my leg to turn me back around. For noise is to pull as much as the pole out of the water as you can when you're retracting. Because I can make all that ruckus, or I can pull it out and be quiet. You can also push the pole up in front and kind of torque your body. You're using a lot of foot grip, so whatever you're standing on, make sure it's tied down, and then kind of push against yourself. Torque with your obliques. Right here, you're twisting your torso and keeping your feet tight, and then you can kind of trade between using your feet and your torso just to not wear yourself out too much. So here's where I'd want to switch. My brain says I want to switch sides, but if I push the pole out to the side, I can turn and it'll kick the boat all the way around. And I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and if you know anything about that, there is a bunch of mud like that. So one thing you can do with the pole is make it like a power pole and stick it between your legs, get your pole up, and then you can I use the mud side sometimes to kind of just drift, and then you can push the tip of the pole around and maneuver and torque your hips if you need to kind of readjust the boat to get it to go where you need with the wind and everything. But you can use the spike side the same method. So spike it in at like a 30 degree and then step over it and then squeeze your legs, and it stops the boat in its tracks like a power pole. That's a nice feature to have. That's something a trolling motor can't do. You constantly have to sit there and fight, and the trolling motor's dirtying up the water. You're in like a foot of water. Now your trolling motor's hitting oyster beds and everything, so there's a bunch of pain. But yeah, don't think I'm catching a fish here. This is a oyster bed. So now that we're drifting, like I'm in 4 foot of water, so push pole starts to get a little funky if you're using a 19-footer. But now you're a river boat. You can turn your nose. So if I want my nose to go left, I push the tip of the pole right, and it gives you a little bit of control here. It's just a big old rudder. Appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully these tips help you decide if you want to get a push pole for a gheenoe, or if you have a push pole and you just need a little assistance with it, then hopefully this helps you out. But yeah, just cruising around on my gheenoe here, and enjoy this next video of me catching my first push pole in red in about 1.5 feet of water. Kind of goes south at the end. Dude, this is gonna be good. I push poled all the way back here. Come on. They're stacked up in here. There's like 4 more this size. Shoo! Look at that thing. Oh god, phone's about to fall apart.